Hi everyone, my name is Marielena Portillo, and today we are going to talk about the Kellogg sentence diagramming. So I have an example in the case H of this topic. So we are going to talk about who created the Kellogg diagram. First, the red Kellogg diagram was created by Alonso Reed and Brainerd Kellogg, two grammar teachers, right? They published it in their book Higher Lesson in English in 1877. So we start with the basic element of Kellogg diagramming. First, we have an horizontal baseline who divides the subject from the predicate. So, what each line means and how we use it. In Kellogg diagram, sorry, each line shows us a different part of the sentence. For example, with the horizontal baseline, this is where the most important parts go because it's the main line and the subject is on the left, right? And the verb and object are on the right. The subject is on the left, verb and object is on the right. So we have a subject and predicate like I explained before, and a vertical separator. A vertical line, this line splits the subject from the verb, right? To identify both words. And we have a modifiers and conjunctions. Modifier on slate line and conjunction. Um, we have a conjunction to identify, right? So, extra horizontal line, if the verb has a direct object, it goes here right after the verb. And a short vertical line after the verb shows the direct object of the verb. So, we have a slant line. These are used for describing words like adjectives and adverbs or prepositional phrases who is going to represent a predicate in the sentence, right? So we have small horizontal lines. These are for the objects in prepositional or infinitive phrases. It's like the details, extra details about the sentence, right? So, wait. Why we use this sentence diagramming? First, um, why was it created? Um, they want to help us to understand a sentence structure visually. And before this, grammar was only taught with text and rules, which was confusing for many learners, right? Or many students. So their goal was to make grammar easier to us to see and understand about the sentence and some the structure of the sentence, right? Specifically. So first, improve comprehension, and then the syntax understanding. We have many steps to or reason to why This grammar was so useful to us, so to identify um, the structure more clarity. We have a visual grammar to identify the connections about the word to word, right? So we are going to explain step by step how to create a diagram. So in this sentence will be or Y for diagramming, right? We will break down each component to illustrate the Kellogg method. So the first, we have a subject. The sentence says, Jennifer took, Jennifer's took count to paper rules to earn money for camp. This is the exactly sentence. In this case, we have an example to describe how to we design or to emphasize about the connection with each word. So in a horizontal line, we have and show us to the subject, verb, and object. The subject is Jennifer, who did something. Is Jennifer is the subject, and we have the verb that you can ask about what did the subject do. In this case, the subject is Jennifer. So, what did Jennifer's do? The verb is took on. Jennifer took on. So we are going to write a horizontal line between Jennifer and took on, right? The subject between verb and between the object. So the object is wrote, right? And we have a diagonal lines who describing words like adjectives, adverbs, and diagonal from verb, extra information like the purpose or reason about the sentence, right? And um, these include modifiers like the word to or paper because it's what kind of routes in this case that is the object, right? What kind of in this word modify the word wrote, right? And we have the purpose phrase that I say to earn money for camp. Why did she take roads? This is extra details, right? We are going to write in a diagonal line from verb because it's extra information, right? So the step. So we have the step two. Talking about the main structure first. You are going to identify the subject placement, right? The place the word Jennifer on the left of the horizontal line, and then the verb placement. You have to place the word to count on the right after a vertical line, right? To separate with a vertical line the subject to the verb, right? So we have a object placement, place the word roads after the verb with a vertical line too, right? And we have a modifier addition, add the word to and the word paper on a diagonal line, right? You need to identify the modifier because This describing extra parts of information like a prepositional or infinitive phrases, right? And the infinitive phrases, um, we have to add a diagonal line connect to the verb, right? Then we have the structure of the sentence that we use in like the first example, but we are going to draw step by step to learn about to write a vertical line, horizontal line, right? So the first step, draw the main horizontal line. This is the base where the key parts go. Like I said, subject, verb, and object. So we are going to write a line first, and then we are going to write the sentence. In this case, we identify that the subject is Jennifer and the verb is to count, is a combined verb, right? We have a connector. So you are going to draw a line under the sentence. The step three is draw a vertical line between the subject and the verb. In this case, we are going to separate the word with a vertical line, right? Like the example. Then, then we have a step four. We draw another vertical line and we add the verb after the verb, sorry, if there is an object. In this case, we have an object in the sentence. So we are going to draw another line after the verb. We are going to write the object to continue structure the diagram, sorry. We have step five. We have to add a diagonal lines for describing word modifiers. In this case, we have two modifiers who describe the word roads. This case says that we have extra information, so it's a diagonal from the object, right? In this case, we separate with two diagonal line, one to the word to and the second to the word paper, right? Then to continue in the step then to continue in the step 6 to complete the sentence, it says the sentence Jennifer's to come to paper roads to earn money for camp. In this case, we add a diagonal line from the verb for an infinitive phrase if there is one, right? For example, to earn money for camp explains why Jennifer took the job, right? So we have the subject, the verb, and the object. And then we describe the modifier, in this case, in the verb to come, took on, modify, and add extra information. So we are going to draw a diagonal line with the connector to, and then draw another line to the connector earn and money, two words we are going to separate again, and then we are going to draw a line again with the last connector. So prepositional phrases and infinitive phrases are added with a special line depending on their role, right? So We have extra example. For the first, the cat chases the mouse. We have the cat, this is the subject. We are going to draw a diagonal line because the is a modifier, is a complement, sorry, to the object, right? And then we have chase, that is a verb, and mouse is an object. So it's a simple example, right? We have number two, I want to eat pizza. First, I is the subject, one is the verb, to eat pizza, one to eat. We have two verb, but the first is one. One. Why? What I wish, right? What I want. The pen of this verb, we are going to describe the action. In this case, we have two verbs, but the first one is who is the principal verb, right? So the verb want is the principal verb, and the connector or modifier is the other verb, to eat, right? So we are going to draw a diagonal line to describe that modifiers the verb. And we have extra information, that is the object, pizza, right? And then we have um, the third example, the boy with the hat run fast. Run fast. So the boy is the subject. The is complement, right? And we have run is the verb, hat is the action with the hat run. Hat is another object, right? So we are going to describe the extra information and the connector with a diagonal line, right? So this is all. What is useful because it's a visual tool that help us to see how the sentence is built, right? So we can clearly see the function of each word, right? It's still used today in school and universities to teach grammar and sentence structure. So thank you for watching. I hope you understood my explanation. So let me know if you have some questions of some things can be confused to you. I hope you understood everything. So see you guys. Thank you for listening me and watching me. Bye. Have a nice day.